my life. Welcome back. It's been a while. I am currently in Florida post Wine and Dine. I'm here for an extra couple of days because the airport is closed and my flight is canceled. And the next available flight isn't for 2 days. So here we are. But it's a good thing because it gives me time to sit down and catch you up on what's been happening. So let's recap. Glenn and I went to Mowar, which is a Mind Over Mountain adventure race, and we competed in an adventure race. And when I say competed, I use that term very loosely. What I'm saying is we participated in an adventure race. So the adventure race was kayaking, mountain biking, hiking / orienteering. There is definitely a whole lot of money in this field right now. So we're just dropping off our bikes and then we'll get onto the shuttle to get to the kayak stage, get our map when it's released in about 15 minutes, figure out where we're going, survive the kayak is the goal. No, not thriving on the kayak, but surviving. Kayak done. Actually went pretty good. Went better than last year, hey hun? Last year we had a single.
The last fucking like 200 meters sucked.
I felt like we just like weren't really getting any distance.
No, that's what it seemed like.
Yeah, but overall, not last, and I'm in better spirits. So here we go. Checkpoint 1. Two checkpoints done. It's been good so far. I remember to fuel this time, which is good. Check in. I don't know, a little bit later. We're climbing now though. On our way to checkpoint 4. I'm feeling pretty good. We're about hour and a half in or so. After checkpoint 6 is mountain bike stage. Okay, 30 minutes on the bike. Hit 1 checkpoint so far on the bike. I think.
No, 2.
2 on the bike.
That moment there's spot.
Oh, anyways, we've been climbing for a bit, so let's take a little breather. We are 10 checkpoints in. First section of the bike is done. We're onto the orienteering now. And I have been dreaming about drinking this Coke. Tastes so good. How many hours are we in?
Don't know. Well, it's 2, so 4, almost 3 3/4.
Okay, so almost 4 hours in. And we have like 9 checkpoints in here or something like that?
Yeah, we've done 9.
No, we've done 10, but there's 9 checkpoints
10.
in here, I think.
Yeah.
So we're climbing. It is absolutely gorgeous in here. I love the like big mossiness and fern. Well, we survived the adventure through the forest, so that's good. The bad thing about doing an adventure race is that you can't really enjoy the view. Take a second anyways.
Because we're always moving or what?
Well, because there's this like need to like hit checkpoints and cutoff times.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of checkpoint, found one. Checkpoint 17. Checkpoint 20 done. Oh, you're pretty dusty there. We are 5 hours and a bit in. So it's 3:45. We have an hour 15 to finish, right?
Yeah.
We have to be finished by 5 o'clock. So we carry on. Okay.
But it doesn't really smell.
Glenn is regaling me with the fact of how much he sweats and that
I'm
he should
really
get a new
sweating on the
helmet.
shit.
Your shirt doesn't look that sweaty
No,
though.
it maybe not now, but it was.
Yeah.
It was.
We're done.
And my hat was soaked right through.
We finished. 15 minutes to spare or so. Overall, I think that we did better this year.
Yeah. Definitely on the kayak.
Yeah. Yeah. I am tired, so I was like
I'm tired.
feeling pukey there for a bit, but feeling okay now.
Yeah.
I think I just need to like get out of these clothes and eat some real food. And really, other than that, training has been pretty ordinary. So, been going out for our Thursday hill training, which has been going well. Some days have been good. Some days not so good. In the past, I would traditionally do a progressive overload with hill. Let's say you start with 4, next week 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this week, or not this week, what we did in this last training block was just got out and did some work. So we did about 45 minutes of work, give or take. Some weeks we did more, some weeks we did less. And that's just a product of kind of being a busy adult, to be honest, in the sense that I was busy with kind of other commitments and responsibilities where sometimes, took more out of me. And so I just didn't feel like I had a lot to give for training. And that was fine. Some weeks just got out and kind of walked more. Other weeks I ran more. Some weeks were slower, some weeks were faster. So I think that's totally fine. I think that's reasonable to be a human about your training and know that not every week is going to feel like puppy dogs and rainbows.
I got some cold water too.
I missed you. Oh my God. Oh, that was a bad idea. Sometimes it's just going to feel hard. I'm going to continue going to CrossFit a couple of times a week. I've been doing that the last couple of months. My guess is that there are a group of people that are in a very similar situation as me where life has gotten in the way of in some way. So either maybe you have had responsibilities come up that haven't allowed you to train as much. Maybe you've been sick. Whatever has come up that has gotten in the, maybe you just haven't been motivated. So here's what I'm going to do so I feel as prepared as possible for Dopey in January. First thing I'm going to do is modify my Sunday runs a little bit more. So I already have a bit of wiggle room because I only go to about 70 to 80% of the final distance of the marathon in my training. I find it's just better for mitigating any risk of overtraining for my body. Some people prefer to go to the full distance and that's fine for them. That's not me. I prefer to go to 70, 80%. I know I can still do it. So I have a bit of wiggle room there. I'm going to look at my last long training run, make sure that I get that training run to be about 28 to 32 kilometers or so, and then backtrack the other weekends and then progressive overload to then. I did a half marathon on Sunday, even though that was technically supposed to be 25 kilometers, I think, according to my training plan. I did the 21. You have kind of 2 deload weeks before you progress it onto your further distance. I'm just going to kind of get back into that. I think that'll be a nice way to kind of ease back into the training post Wine and Dine. The other thing that I'm going to do is make sure that I don't miss any of the simulation weekends. In fact, I might try to make sure that I am on my feet a bit more than normal. So I have a desk job. I'm pretty sedentary. Being a photographer and videographer, I'm either on my feet a lot or on my feet not at all. And so I'm just going to try and balance that out where my editing and weeks where I'm on the computer a lot, I'm just going to try to make sure that I'm getting out for more walks and especially Saturdays before my long run Sundays, even on my deload weeks. Nothing crazy, just, even getting out for a 30 to 45 minute walk on those weekends, I think is going to put me in a good position for January. Speaking of walking, the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding walking Peloton classes back into my training. So earlier this year, I was doing some walking classes on the tread. And what I really liked about that is that I felt like it improved my capacity to walk faster, to be honest. I can walk faster if I have like a purpose or a need, like, you know, you have that like lightning lane that is about to expire, you're trying to get into that line that is only like a 15-minute wait or whatever, I can walk with a purpose. But generally for fitness, I don't like to walk. I actually prefer to jog. So I just found that this was a motivating way to get me a bit more active, as well as increasing my capacity to walk quicker for sustained amounts of time. And then the last thing that I'm going to make sure that I am very consistent with leading into the last little bit of Dopey Training is stretching and yoga. I haven't been as good with it as I really should be, so I'm going to make sure that once I, you know, even today, I'm going to make sure that I do more stretching. It is time for me now to wrap this video up and go to the hotel gym and work out. And actually, this hotel gym is pretty good. Maybe that footage will make it into my next video that hopefully I'll do in a week's time or so, give or take, to catch you up on how things are going. But anyways, that is what's been happening with my Dopey Training. I probably will maybe do a quick video on Wine and Dine, my experience and things like that. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.